creators to go through the baby YouTube stage and then the tween YouTube stage and then become a mature channel. So I am less than 250 subs from being a mature channel. So if we could get a sub push going, that would be amazing. If you know anybody who would like this content, please share my channel with them. If you know anybody who's interested in crafting or interested in shopping or things like that, would you please contact them and share my channel with them and encourage them to subscribe. If you get any value at all from this, I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe to my channel and all that other good stuff. Okay, now I'm going to turn down the volume on that because I have to wait for it to come up in order to turn the volume down. So hello everybody, hello guild, hello viewers, hello everybody out there in YouTube land. I am going to test some of the things that I bought from Aldi's this past Ollie's trip. But the first thing that I want to do is in my last live, or in one of my lives, I tested these crayons, and I said that I couldn't find the ASTMD 4236 label on this, and then I tried to find it in the store and I didn't see it, and somebody pointed out that it is right there. Right there. Apparently I am completely blind. So all the things that I said about, you know, you do you and whether or not you want to give this to other people, it has been tested for toxicity. So, hello. So that takes care of that. Well, I had 5 people and now I'm down to 3. Oh, and now I'm up to 7. Yay! So hopefully everything is in focus. It looks like it is on my little monitor down there. I just moved the camera a little bit, so it's going to shift in just a few moments. Or maybe it just did from your point of view. I don't know. So anyway, these are some of the things that I'm going to be working with today. This is just here because I made it and I haven't fixed it yet. I'm going to do something to fix this to make it into a viable card. I just haven't done it yet. But it's one that I created during the live, so it's still here. But what I have here today is a piece of gold cardstock, a piece of 80-pound cardstock, a piece of 110-pound cardstock, and a piece of 67-pound cardstock. Because one of the things that I'm going to be testing today is this trimmer. And I found this trimmer at an Ollie's for $1. It was on the dollar table. It rang up $1. And the neatest thing about this is it comes not only with the with the cutting blade, but it also comes with a scoring blade. And that's really a nice feature. And this was $1, and it's a nice little compact one. Now, I already do have one, but I really don't like it. It is way too big to use on my craft table, and if I want to use the measurements, it opens up way too wide for it to be comfortable for use on my craft table. So I can't complain too terribly much. It does have quite a few different blades on it. So, you know, it does have a scoring blade, but it also has wavy blades and dotted blades and tear blades. So I can't really complain. It is a useful piece, but it takes up way too much room. So I'm hoping that this one will solve some of the problems that one gave me. So let's start by opening this. Ta-da! And this is an American Crafts item. Right there, it is an American Crafts item. I don't know if it was made also for other companies, but it was definitely made for and by American Craft. And I'm thinking that this would have just come apart. Oh, look at that. If I had just pulled it open, it would be able to go back in. Well, I messed that up. Live and learn. That's what you do. So here is the product right here. So it's got the removable cutting blade and the scoring blade. And you can see it's actually a nice metal piece on the scoring blade. So that's not going to get worn down very quickly at all. That's a good feature of this. All right, so I remove all this extra stuff from my desk, and I'm not going to be using the scoring blade. Oh, it would be nice if I could put both blades in here at the same time. Oh, I can. Look at that. So I have the ability to cut and the ability to score just depending on which side I go from. Oh, that's a nice little feature. And it does have an expandable measurement. So I can measure, but it only comes out on one side, and this does not take up way too much space on my craft table like my other one did. So this already has quite a few better features of it. Now, I'm not really going to be doing anything measure-wise in this one. I'm just going to be cutting to see how well it cuts items. So I'm going to start with this. This is one of the cards that comes in these sets of cards. And I keep saying that when I do the sets of cards. Hi, Amira. Happy to see you again, too. Hi. I wasn't looking. Yay! Hi, hello, Erica. I love that paper trimmer. It's really nice. Yeah, you said you own one already, I do believe, if I'm remembering correctly, Amira. You said you got one of these, but you didn't find it for $1, but I don't remember what you said, if I'm remembering correctly at all in the first place. But, so I'm trying it out now. Amira already endorses it. But it's got a groove down here in the bottom. I don't know if you can see it, but there is definitely a groove down here in the bottom, so you can see where the cutting blade is going to go. So this card, even though it is, since it's not as long, $4.99, yes. Oh, yay, good. Good thing that my memory isn't completely shot. So it's got a groove right there, so I can line up the crease in the card with the groove, so I know that I'm cutting this exactly in half, because I'm going to make this into 2 A2 card fronts. I'm not going to use this as a note card. I'm going to make it into 2 A2 card fronts, and that was kind of silly because I just used the scoring blade. So let's turn it around the other way and try to use the cutting blade. Yeah. I'm goofy. I hesitated because it seemed flimsy, like too lightweight. It is light. I will give it that. It is light, but it does. I haven't taken the little sticky things off of it, so it still has the little pads on it, but these are grippy stops. So it does have grippiness to its footsies. So if you take these little pieces of plastic off the little edges of the footsies like this, there is grippy on the edges of the footsies. Yes, I would, so far I would recommend it, Erica. Now let's see if it actually cuts, because I messed up and used the scoring blade last time. So let's try using this with the cutting blade and see if it will cut through and how well it cuts through. And now that I've taken those little footy things off, yeah, this is not moving around at all. So those little sticky footy things, they're definitely very useful for this. And there's the cutting blade, and there it is. That was smooth. That's really nice. I mean, really, really nice. I need a scrap piece of paper. I'll use my Onaric Art Studio piece of paper for this. This is just a piece of paper that I had printed out my card maker's name on. So I'm going to try the scoring blade this time. And I'm just going to put this here and score it and see how well it does. And wow, look at that. That is a crisp fold right there. Let's see if I fold it. It folds both ways. That's crisp and nice. Okay, this is good. This is a good set. If you want to do measuring with it, it does have this piece that pulls out. And it goes to, well, it looks like it goes to 10.5 inches, so it doesn't quite go to 12 inches, but this is a 12-inch piece of cardstock. You'd have to cut it down anyway, because a 12-inch piece of cardstock doesn't actually fit in this trimmer. You'd have to use a different trimmer or scissors to cut it down before you could do a 12-inch piece, but you have measurements all the way up to, it looks like 10 3/4 inches. So yeah, this is nice. And it does have millimeters down here and millimeters and centimeters all the way up here. So if you work and think in metric, oh, and look at that, it's got metric here and imperial on this side. So not only that, but on the clear one, there is metric and imperial measurements. So I believe I've seen them at Dollar General. Really? See, I went into a Dollar General once, and I only went into one. I will openly admit that I only went into one because I saw that somebody found some of this American Crafts liquidation stuff at Dollar General. But I went into one and they had almost nothing for crafts. I mean, not just American craft stuff, but like almost nothing for crafts at all. So if you're lucky enough to score one at Dollar General, then by all means, absolutely go for it. I got mine at Ollie's. I don't remember which Ollie's this was, but it was one of the Tampa stores. I couldn't tell you which one, but that was, yeah, this is definitely worth, I would say, Amira, this is worth the $5 that you paid. Sorry about the little stutter there, but I would definitely say this was worth the $5 that you paid. I mean, this is a nice little tool. And I really like the fact that this one is so much more convenient to use than this one. This one may be more functional. This one I can actually get a 12-inch piece of paper in. So this one does have its uses. Sorry, I keep bumping the camera. But for just the general stuff, I like this one. Now, I do have another little guillotine trimmer that I use a lot as well, but my guillotine trimmer is even smaller. And I was going to show it to you, but it's also apparently hiding from me. Oh, it's hiding at the moment. You know, I'll show it to you at some point in time in some other live. But I do have a little 6-inch guillotine trimmer that I use. And I also have a, I know where the 12-inch guillotine trimmer is. I also have a 12-inch guillotine trimmer. So it's not like I don't have enough things to cut paper with, but sometimes you just want something small. And this is definitely more useful than the little guillotine trimmer that I have, because the little guillotine trimmer I have, like I said, is only 6 inches. This one goes all the way down to 11 inches. Well, 10 3/4 inches. So yeah, definitely. Yeah, my Dollar General is pretty sparse too. I did manage to get a couple Jolie's embellishments at 75 cents. Oh, wow, 75 cents. That's a good price. Yes, Amira, yeah, I agree with you, Amira. It sure is. This is definitely worth the $5 that Amira paid. It's very definitely worth the $1 that I paid. And if you tune in on Sunday, this is what I will be giving away on Sunday. So the next giveaway will open on Sunday. Yes, the Recollections Craft Toolkit was claimed and has been mailed out. So, that one, when I had the one item, it did get claimed and it has been mailed out. And anybody who entered, your form has been deleted. So you're going to have to do a new form for this giveaway. But this is the item that I will be giving away on Sunday. So I'm giving away one of these. This is mine. I'm keeping this one. But I do have another one that's brand new. And you don't have to cut off the bottom. You can just open it that way so it stays in the packaging so you can keep the packaging. I messed that up, but you know, you don't have to. You know, it wouldn't be a Chatty Crafty video if something didn't get messed up somewhere along the way. I mean, I just have to say. And then the next thing that I am going to demonstrate is this. And I'm going to bring this back out because not only have I looked at this very intensely. This is an EK Tools punch that gives you a tag punch. I've looked at it very intensely. I have come up with several ways that's good to hear. Yes, the person did claim their item. Yes, that's very good to hear. I was very concerned because that is the first time that I've had 100% of my winners claim their items. So I was concerned that the person who won wasn't going to claim it. So there we go. So this is the next thing that I'm going to test. And this is an EK Tools punch that makes little tags. And this was in, again, one of the Tampa stores, but I can't remember which one. This one came up in the video that I put up on Sunday. If you want to go to the video that I put up this past Sunday, and you can find out which store, which Tampa store this was in. This was in the video that I put up on Tuesday. So if you want to go and see which Tampa store this was in, both of these came from Tampa stores. And this has a nice feature because it locks. And when you unlock it somehow, maybe, possibly, it opens up the punch. So it's much more easy to store, because somebody mentioned that my Temu punches take up an awful lot of space, which is very true. Now, the difference is this is a 3-inch punch and this is a 2-inch punch, but it does still take up a lot more real estate because of the way it's made, as opposed to this one. And the neat thing about this is that it has this little chevron on the front, so you can stack them one on top of the other. And oh yes, it does. Look, it's got this ring here and it's got this ring here, so they actually lock together when you stack them. That is cool. That is a cool feature. These EK Tool things, they're nice. I think I said EK Tools once. I have been corrected. It is EK Tools. I do know that. I'm sorry I said EK Tools. So I'm going to test this next, and I'm going to test it on, I'm going to use the heart-shaped one. So I'm going to open this up and I'm going to pull this in, and I still do my punches upside down because I like to see exactly where I'm punching. That's a me thing. I mean, that's just the way I do punches. You do punches your way. I don't like that. It's got too much of an edge on it. Nope, I got to cut part of this off in order for me to be happy with it. Ooh, my cheap scissors have gone AWOL. Go to my even cheaper scissors. All right, so we'll punch this here and see if this does what I want it to do. I'll pull that off. So I just cut off a little bit of the white space in front of the hearts. Let's put this back in here and see if I can get it to punch where I want it to. And like I said, this is just me. I punch my punches upside down so that I can see exactly where they all, I almost always use them upside down too. See, Erica, great minds think alike. That's all I'm going to say about that. Great minds just think alike. So I think that's a pretty good lineup for it right there. And I'm going to punch it. And that was nice and easy. And look at this beautiful piece that you get out of it. Now, I lined it up so I have a certain number of hearts in it, but it's also blank on the other side. So this is a nice piece. Now, I'm going to do this again on a piece of colored cardstock so that we can see it better. But you got to give me like half a second because I got to figure out which drawer over here has colored cardstock in it. There we go. Found it. We're going to do it on colored cardstock so I can see it better. My craft space is like this little tunnel, like straight through to my desk. And on either side of my tunnel, I have drawers and bookcases and tables and everything. So when I say I need to go grab something, it's literally within arm reach. I just have to turn a little bit. Yeah, so it's pretty quick for me to find things here. Now this one I'm just going to line up. I'm not really going to be too concerned about what I cut, as like the heart shape, but I am going to, ow! Okay, it bites. Bear that in mind when you punch it down like this. If the meaty part of your palm is right there, it will bite you. So bear that in mind. I'm going to have a little ouchy spot there because it bit me. So don't do that. Let me make the mistake so you don't have to. Now, number one, that is a beautiful shape to make into a shaker. You can put that on any card, put any sort of vellum sentiment over the top of it, put foam tape underneath it, put a piece of acetate behind it, make sure that the foam tape is sealed, fill it with shaker bits, and then you have a little shaker card underneath a nice piece of vellum with your sentiment on it, or, just underneath a nice piece of ribbon with your sentiment on it. That's an idea. Now, what I wanted to do with this, because I had these ideas for how to make this even more functional, is if you take this in here, and you cut off, so I'm going to cut off right there, and then I'm going to pull that out, and then I'm going to turn around and cut off the same amount, make sure it's kind of lined up. I'm doing this quickly, so it's not going to be great, but you're going to get the idea of what I'm thinking of here. Cut that off, and now you have a whole nother shape from the same punch. And then if you really wanted to, you could take these two extra pieces, because they're the same size in theory. Well, in hypothesis, not in theory. In theory is the most overused and most misused word in the English language. But see, my hypothesis is basically okay. That does line up, so you get a smaller tag that way, and then a tag that way. I almost always use the... Oh my gosh, are you okay? Well, yeah, I mean, I got bitten by a punch. I won't do that again. We learn things on my channel like not to take off the Mink plastic too terribly quickly because you'll break your Mink laminator. We have now learned not to put the meaty part of your hand in here when you're punching with it because you will pinch yourself. We learn lots of really cool things on my channel. I do it so you don't have to. I find the hard way so you don't have to. You are hypothesizing that theory is the most overused. Yes, you're absolutely right, Erica. I am hypothesizing that theory is the most overused word in the English language. Because it's not a theory, it's a hypothesis. And it's not even a hypothesis unless you also run an experiment. If you don't run an experiment, it's just an inference. Yeah, I was a science teacher for 20 years. I don't know if you can tell, but yeah, I kind of was. All right, so that's the idea. You can get extra different shapes out of this thing. Now I'm going to do this again, and I'm not going to pinch myself this time. I'm not dreaming. I don't need to pinch myself. There we go. Like 25 people. That's the most people I've ever had. Yay! Thank you very much for watching my content. I'm so appreciative of you. All right, so I'm going to put this in here, and I'm going to... I got a little shrill there. Sorry about that. I'm going to push this in, and I'm going to try and cut this right in half, right between the two little pointy spots on it, because this was another idea that I had. Because if you do that, you get these two shaped pieces, and you can take a card that I literally just had and have put aside somewhere. There it is. And then you've got this little piece that you can put as an embellishment on the side of a card and mirror it on the other side and put a really cool sentiment in between. So my biological sciences degree can surely... Yeah, that's actually what I have a BS in biology. That's what I graduated with. I was a very, very strange teacher because I wasn't an education major who took a few science courses. I was a biology major who took a few education courses. So that made me a very, very weird teacher. Yeah, science teacher who actually understood science. What a concept. Oh, was that bitter? That might have been a little bitter. Sorry about that. So, yes, Mary, yes, yay. So this is, just with this one punch and this one cutter, you can get so many different embellishment and accoutrements and put things to put on your card to modify this punch into so many different shapes. You could even do this down here if you wanted to. So you'd have that there, one down there, and one down there, and put those up there, and probably not do it in two different colors, but you get the idea. And then you can make your cards with that kind of system. So yeah, this, perfect. Love it. Mine is a true BS because I've worked in... Yeah, but you make more money than a teacher does, I guarantee. It was so sad. My, I believe, 11th year of teaching and my 18th year of teaching, first year teachers made more than I did because of the signing bonuses and the fact that raises are bottom heavy in the education industry. So if you're a new teacher, you get a really good raise. And if you're a long-term teacher, you get a really bad raise. So there's 2 years in my teaching career, both in the double digits, both in the between 11 and 19, where first-year teachers made more money than I did. You want to talk about being a little miffed, steamed, burned, irritated. Yeah, that's something that'll do it. Absolutely something that will do it. Back to this crafting stuff. Let's go back to crafting stuff. Oh, look at that. Look, you can even, since it's the same size punch, you can even put... Yes, teaching is mired by bureaucracy. When I was a teacher, every time I went to a staff development, I apologize for the segue, but I'm going to put it out there. But every time I went to a staff development, I always made a 2-panel cartoon. And the top panel had 32 desks. And no, I don't recommend it either. I will actively discourage anyone from becoming a teacher. Actively discourage anyone from becoming a teacher. Any job is better than being a teacher, whether it's legal or not. Any job is better than being a teacher. Anyway, the top one had 32 desks and one teacher, and the desks had the list of students that I have taught. One desk said, comes to school for the food. One desk said, has no hot water in their house. One desk said the trailer that they live in has no exterior walls. And these were all kids. All in the 25 years that almost 25 years that I taught, these were all kids that I taught. And then the bottom panel had 16 desks with dollar signs and test scores written on every one of them. And the top one was how a teacher sees a classroom, and the bottom one was how a politician sees the classroom. And that is one of the most powerful things that I could ever think of, because it's absolutely true. 32 desks and every kid comes to you with a problem. And if you don't address the fact that they have issues, you're never going to teach them. And politicians think that there's only 16 kids per secondary classroom and that the only thing that matters is test scores and how much money they say. I wish my stores had punches, but I keep looking. I don't know why it said Ruth, I don't know why it said that one was held for review, but I totally approved it. I wish my store had punches. Keep looking. Absolutely keep looking. Another thought that I had is after the holidays are over, the craft stuff might start coming back in droves, because right now they are prepping holiday decorations and toys all over the stores. And so the craft sections are getting shrunk. And I'm hoping that after the holidays, they get increased. Yeah, I found several punches, and the prices vary between $1, period, and $5, period. There's nothing in between. I've never seen one anywhere in between. I've seen $1 punches and I've seen $5 punches. And this one that I was just using was a $1 punch in whatever store I found it in. And the store that I found it in was a Tampa store, and they had 4 boxes of them. So they had plenty when I was there on Saturday. I can't say they still do because I put up the video saying that they were there, but they did have that many on Saturday. Okay, moving all of this aside, we're going to go on to the next item because I was flabbergasted, shocked. Don't they know that crafters need help? I understand that. And actually, one of the people in the guild made a comment that I absolutely love. They said that when they buy things for Toys for Tots, they buy crafting kits as well. And I thought that was amazing. Because you know, if you've watched any extensive content on this channel, you know that I'm a huge advocate for crafts for everyone. That every person everywhere should have access to some form of crafting and be able to find a way to express themselves in the artistic methods. I will openly say that I am debilitatingly left-brained. My right brain, the whole crafty side of your brain, has been beaten into submission by my left brain because I am debilitatingly left-brained, and I still find massive joy in crafts. Crafting is for everyone. And I thought, yeah, especially kids. Absolutely. And I thought that the person who said that they buy stuff for Toys for Tots and give them crafting kits and crafting supplies, I thought that was amazing. Okay, I saw this in another Tampa store. They had several when I left. I don't know how many are still there because, again, I have put this up in a video. But this Project Life thing by Becky Higgins with 616 parts was $1. $1. $1. Like $1. Like, whoa. Like $1. Now, it says it has, let's see what it says, designed by, so you get a Project Life album, which is apparently sold separately. You get the Project Life core kit, which is apparently what this is. And then you add your photos and a photo pocket pages set. And then you can make a memory book or a journal or something like that. And this is incredible. Look at this. Look at all of these pieces. I have yet to find any Project Life kits, but I keep searching. Definitely keep searching. Absolutely keep searching. 100% keep searching. I've found several Project Life items in different stores, but it's not consistent. And I found, in Georgia, I found less Project Life stuff than I find in Florida, because I did do some Georgia stores. And I'm going to put a poll up. I want to ask people. I got sick, but I had like 6 stores in the can when I got sick. So I have 6 stores that I recorded in Georgia that I have not posted as a video. Bearing in mind that all of those stores, all of that footage was shot before Labor Day. Would you, as a guild, want to see those videos put up, or should I just delete all of that footage? So I'll put it as a poll in my posts on my page. So, you adore the super sand. Ampersand. Oh, this. Yes. Yeah, that is awesome. That is an incredible one. Yep. And I like the font that they've used because that's not your normal ampersand. But look at these beautiful pieces here. These are double-sided. Beautiful. I got 4 of that one. Oh, look at these. These are clothespins. I could very definitely cut that out. This is grid paper. I could fussy cut those clothespins out and use them as embellishments on a card. I'm looking at it as using it in card making. I'm looking at it as, you know, dissecting this entire kit and using it for card making. But look at these. I mean, that's a tag. You could put a little sentiment in there. That's a tag. And then you could split a sentiment between something. If you wanted to have, if you put this piece on one side right there and the other piece on the other side, then you would have a sentiment that split your arrow. So, I mean, the whole thing's usable. This is really cool. This is good stuff. Oh, there we got little dots. I'm not really a big fan of little dots. Remember the ticks and boxes game? The lines and boxes game? That would be cool for that. That says documented. Click. That could be used on a card for so many different things. Look at that beautiful little triangle set. There's a place to put, so you have know where pictures should go. Is that double-sided? Yeah, that's got a really cool design on the back. You are the music to my soul. That would be so cool as a sentiment on a card. And it's already pre-made for you. It's even multicolor. That's so cool. So that you are the music to my soul, and the back of it is quotes. So you can do quotation marks, beautiful little stars that have the details of my story written on the back. That looks like butt cheeks to me. I'm just going to put it out there. That looks like butt cheeks. This is a really great kit. I was also able to find one of the Project Life boxes at my Ollie's here in Orange Park, Florida for $1. It's different than, oh, cool. I've been to the Orange Park store twice, and I actually have posted it twice, but one time I called it Castleberry. And that was one of my mistakes on my videos. I keep saying that every time I make a mistake in posting a video on YouTube, that I learn from it and I get better at YouTube. And in fact, if you go back to the videos before that, the Google picture with the map doesn't have the address of the store on it, and all the videos after that one has the address of the store that I was at, so I don't make that mistake again. And so every time I make a mistake, I correct it, and I find a way to make my channel better. And I love that about you Floridians seem to be spoiled. The Texans too, I think. I've heard from several Texans that it's really hit or miss in Texas, that some Texans have fabulous stuff, but there are other areas of Texas that don't, which kind of makes sense considering that Texas is, don't tell them this, but the second largest state in the country. And if you really, really, really want to make a Texan angry, just remind them that Alaska could cut itself in half and Texas would be third. I lived in Texas for a couple of years. I did not like living in Texas. I'll put it out there. I did not like living in Texas for several reasons that I'm not going to go into, but one of them was the fact that I was a teacher there. And teaching in Texas is significantly different from teaching in any other state, and I don't think I liked it for several reasons. But I'm not going to go into it. We're just going to leave it right there. Put it on I'm just going to put it on the table and then take it away and not even show it to you. This is interesting because it's got another set. It's got this little camera here, but you can see all the different things that are in there. These are going to be great. This is wonderful. This is amazing. And I will say that this is a heavy box. This box has a lot of stuff in it. Look at all of this. This is just a huge box of stuff right there. Huge box of stuff. Yeah, no teachers union in Texas. That wasn't it. That really wasn't the issue that I had in Texas. And it wasn't just teaching in Texas. It was... If you want to know why I had an issue with it, look up the singleton ratio. And that's all I'm going to say. I really hated the singleton ratio. Oh, I was part of the teachers union in Texas. Yeah, I don't know if Texas had a teacher. I was never part of a teachers union in Texas, but I do not know if it was available to me. No, I take that back. It was available to me because when I had one particular principal, I joined the union because of that principal, who has now been fired for embezzlement. Moving on. Oh, I bought this. Amira, you will be happy to see this. I don't know if you're still here because you haven't said anything in a while, but you will be happy to see this, Amira. I bought a journal. Do you see this? Do you see this? Yeah, the trimmer blade is amazing. I think you're behind in the video though, Joan, because I went the trimmer a long time ago. So I think you're behind in the video, but that's okay. You'll catch up. Amira, if you're still here, look. Yeah, see, I bought a journal. You pushed me. You didn't push me. You encouraged me to buy a journal. So I picked this one up off a dollar table. I had no idea what it was on the inside, but I am going to see what it's like to have a journal. And I'm probably going to turn this into a junk journal. Maybe I'm getting my Texas teacher friend with Arizona teacher friend. Yeah, I don't know anything about Arizona. I know nothing about Arizona. I have taught in 4 different states, but Arizona wasn't one of them. And I know teachers in 5 other states, but Arizona's not one of them. But look at this. Look at this. I bought a journal. Amira, this was for you. I bought a journal for myself because I am going to attempt to turn this into some form of junk journal. I'm going to take these pages and I'm going to attach other stuff to them, and I'm going to make them more junk style, or I might even take these 2 pieces out because it's got these nice little things. Just joined, had to take care of something, but I'll watch it replay first. Thank you, Kathy. I appreciate that, and it's good to see you. Better late than never. Yay! So I bought this journal. I am going to do something with this. I am going to find a way to make this into a journal. I buy too many journals from Ollie's. And see, I don't buy journals. I'm not a journal person. I'm not a junk journaler. I've never been a junk journaler, but I am... going to attempt to do something with this because I have been encouraged to do so by Amira, and I'm going to take her word for it that it is fun and wonderful, and I have to admit it does look fun and wonderful. So I'm going to figure out something to do with this and make it into a journal. And then I have one last thing, and I don't even know what Ollie's I found it at, but I absolutely love this set of cut apart cards. It is cardstock. It is a Recollections one. I don't remember what Ollie's I got this from. I don't even know if I got this in Tampa, in the Tampa area. I do not remember when or where I got this, but I love this one. I have to say I'm not real happy with this one, but I can turn it over and use it as cardstock for something. I don't like things that say be happy, because to me that seems to be very dismissive of a person's feelings. And I really think that a person's feelings is their own feelings, and you can't just sit there and look at them and say, be happy, or why can't you just be happy, or smile? Because that is so dismissive to me. To me, I'm going to put that out. It's to me, that is so dismissive and so disrespectful to their true feelings. And you're always going to hear me say, be your authentic self. So I'm not going to use this one. I will tell you that. I can say happy day, because that can be used on a birthday card. I'm taking 2 of my journals from Ollie's and writing notes to each for. Oh, the Potter's Wife. That is a beautiful sentimental thing to do. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm going to give junk journaling a try, Amira. I definitely am. You have convinced me to do it. And it's you, okay? I'm going to tell you straight up, it's you. You are the one who convinced me to do it, so you can take credit for that one. So, but this one has sparkle in gold. It has life is beautiful, live a positive life, you know, and it's okay to be down. But if you look at the positive things in your life, they most likely outweigh the negative things in your life. So live a positive life is not be happy. I don't like those. Wherever you go, go with all your heart. You are loved. There are so many people in the world that don't understand that there are people out there that love them. And even if they don't know it, there is a person out there who loves them. Enjoy today. That's another good sentiment. You know, be in the moment. That's a mindfulness one. Make the world a better place. Oh my gosh, that is so important right now. Whatever you do, be a good one. You know, excellent, except don't be a teacher, because teaching sucks. Today is going to be awesome. That's another really great one. I love this cut apart. This cut apart is beautiful and amazing, and I'm going to get so much use out of it. And even this piece will get used, because I will turn it over and make it into just plain old cardstock. But, you know, also I could cut off, you know, I could cut off be happy and start with always tell the truth, and I'd still have a really pretty, I don't know if you can see that. I can cut off be happy, or I could even start with work hard, be thankful, always tell the truth, keep your promises, because that would get rid of the one sentiment on there that I don't want. No, it says smile down there. So it would start with work hard and end with think good thoughts. So I started to do the journals for my kids and my grandkids. I added pictures to the things from places we went. They're places we took them to. Oh, that is so beautiful, Ruth. Oh, those are great ideas. See, I love this guild. I really do love the Chatty Crafty guild, because that is such an amazing idea. And people who look at this in the future, I did find out that there is a way to see the live chats, the chat that went on during the live stream. And, you know, they can look at that and they can get ideas for how to improve their own crafting. And I love this guild for that, because everybody has been so kind and so wonderful. And on that note, I'm at almost 40 minutes. Apparently YouTube's not stopping me at 30 minutes anymore. They used to do that. They don't seem to be doing that anymore. But I don't really like to make these super long, because I want people to be able to sit and see it in one fell swoop and not feel like they're going to have to spend 2 hours in front of the TV. But please, if you got anything out of this, please do subscribe. If you enjoyed the video in any way, if you like my weird sense of humor, because I do have a weird sense of humor, if you enjoyed that in any way, if you got anything positive out of this video at all, please do subscribe and share it to like-minded people who will also get something out of it. I'm at 756 subs. I need less than 250 to become a mature channel. I fully understand why YouTube makes channels go through the baby to the tween to the mature. I have learned so much and gotten so much better as a YouTuber, and I appreciate the fact that I did that and I went through it the right way. So I'm just going to put that out there, and I thank everybody who was here. I don't remember everybody who talked, but I know Amira and Joan and Ruth and Kathy and Erica. Whoops. And Mary, you were here, the potter's wife. I appreciate all of you for being here and for chatting and for interacting with me. You are amazing, and I am absolutely adoring every one of you. And I thank every one of you, and I'm so grateful and so humbled by every one of you. And I hope every one of you has an excellent, excellent next 2 days, because I will be live again on Friday, and Friday's live will be at 9:30 p.m. So thank you all very much for watching. I really appreciate all of you. I really appreciate the interaction from all of you. And I hope you all have an excellent, wonderful rest of the evening if you've watched this live, or rest of whatever time of day it is if you watch the repeat. Thank you so much. Cheers and happy crafting.